Smiles, everyone, smiles.
Hello, everybody. Happy Star Trek Tuesday. It's your favorite time of the week. It's time for Virtual Trek Cons, the main viewer, live. We have so much to talk about. This was a huge news weekend and week already. It's only Tuesday, but we've got a
Smiles,
lot to
everyone,
talk about.
smiles.
That's right.
Hello,
Smiles and
everybody.
everything.
Happy
Yes.
Star Trek Tuesday. It's your
Oh,
favorite time of the week.
That's my fault.
Somebody's going to have to
Time
turn that
for
off.
Virtual
There we
Trek
go. That's going to
Cons,
be
the
better in
main
just a
viewer.
second, I bet.
Live. We have
Sorry.
Oh,
There
sorry.
we are.
No, that was my fault.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought I hit mute.
As I was saying, though, however, well, good thing we're not live, am I right?
Yeah.
All right. So, we're going to talk about everything that happened at Creation Entertainment's Trek to San Francisco. It's kind of the first of its kind. It's kind of like how Star Trek is experiencing a rebirth, a renaissance. I guess that's redundant, isn't it? Creation Entertainment is also doing that with Star Trek conventions or Trek conventions or sci-fi conventions with Trek actors. We'll talk all about that. This was kind of the first one to see how things do, and I think it did very well, but we'll get into that. Also, there was a lot of news that came out of it, which is super important. Melissa Navia gave us some news about
hosted by someone we know.
Another one. Yeah, Strange New Worlds, which is amazing. Robert Picardo had some things to say as well. We've got some cool Trek movie articles that are covering a lot of that stuff. Also, huge Star Trek Discovery made big news just yesterday at South by Southwest, if I remember correctly. I believe that was just on Monday. So that's big time. So much to talk about.
Section 31. Crazy.
Section 31.
Oh my God,
I
yeah.
think I even have a Section 31 card hiding in here somewhere. What's that mean? Well, you'll find out in a moment as soon as we introduce Melissa Longo.
Hi.
All right.
Hi. Oh, I'm wearing a fun shirt. Decor Province Majors. Get it at Star Trek and Chill
Oh my
online.
gosh. My favorite was when Lawrence DeSoto, who's like
Yes.
notoriously the Bajoran at every convention, he was wearing that one. He's like, how did I not buy it?
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
We do love Lawrence DeSoto, aka LDS.
Yeah.
Great dude, our Bajoran brother. He lives out in the East Bay, East San Francisco Bay. Jenny R. Johnson, artist, is here.
It's me. Hello.
And Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel is here, of course, walking exclamation point.
Hi. Oh my God, I have so much merch to show, but right now I'm wearing
Yes.
my Ryza and Chill shirt. One of my three, and this was the hit of the convention. So
Oh,
many
I bet.
people were like, Picard's thigh, I need that shirt. I was like, I know the thigh's the best part. But it was
Mhm.
good.
Yeah. Well, and so was Neelix's feet.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're
It got a
great
lot of
conversation
attention.
starters. Yeah.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Yes.
more on that. We've got a full segment prepared for Neelix's feet, that's for sure. My name
Oh,
is
wait,
Ryan
also
T.
I have a
Husk,
special
everybody.
mug. My Captain
Aw.
Nemo mug.
What? Oh my
My
gosh.
parents have like all the seventh rule mugs and Episode kiosks. So
Right. So you can get that mug at the Seventh Rule online store. You can get Melissa's shirt and Dr. Anne-Marie's shirt and be the talk of the town and the envy of your friends at the Star Trek and Chill online Shopify store that you can get by clicking the link just below this video, just in the description box of this video. Let's say hello very quickly to our pals in the live chat: Richard Newton, Dave Gregory, Rashid Uzaman, Chuck A, Fran Iverson, Marani. What's up, Marani? It's been a while. Who else? Gregory Kenzo out in Hawaii. Melissa H. We see all of you. Sailor Marge, we missed you at this convention.
Mhm.
Been a while. Shag 840, what's up? SC Nurse, hello, hello. Scott Jensen the 13th, we see all of you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's get into this. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening in, give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. We'd really appreciate it. Really. Let's get into the news, shall we? So this first item is from our friends over at trekmovie.com. You may have heard of them. They had a nice
Really,
presence.
really
Yes.
fast. I hate to interrupt, but Kale Bliss Dish from Bliss Pillows is in the live chat and said hello. And she actually had a stand, and I got one of her Bliss
Yeah.
pillows. Let's see if I can get it to show up. I'm just gonna kill my background for a second because it's so cute. It's Prodigy. I got the Prodigy themed one. Sorry. Okay. And it's so cute because it's like everybody from Prodigy, and they each have like a word on their screen, on their little tile.
Oh,
And one is like
nice.
cahoots, and one is federation, and like milk toast, conduit. It's really cute. I love it. So
Mhm.
thank you so much because it's so hard to find Prodigy merch. I
True.
can't wait to see pictures of it.
That's awesome.
It is hard to find Prodigy merch, and I hope we get more of it sometime soon. Remember, we were like
Yeah.
fighting for like a year just to get Murph
Murph.
plushies. And that seemed like
Yes.
such an obvious move, right?
That still aren't even available. You just had to be at New York Comic Con that 1
That's
hour.
right.
Exactly.
All right, so
Hopefully, oh, sorry.
Yes.
I
No,
was going to
please.
say,
We want
hopefully,
Murph.
hopefully with the I think successful release of Moopsie, they
Yeah.
may see that Star Trek plushies are in demand. Yeah, we want Murph.
And just like one other funny
That
thing is that
sounds like a poll.
I didn't get to
This
see this
does.
Bliss pillow, but there was one that was just Farmus. It was like black and shiny, and I had to
Yes.
pull it super fast.
I saw
That's
that one
amazing.
too. I saw that one too. But I was having a hard time choosing which pillow, but I was really leaning towards the Tribble one because it's
Mhm.
nice and
Cool.
fuzzy. And Mochi would love that. She would
Oh.
That's
just
amazing.
There was also
But-
just like pure latinum. It was really fun looking at all the different ones.
Oh,
yeah.
So we've got a poll in the live chat.
a poll.
The question is, which pillow do you want more? Moopsie or Murph?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
Ooh.
That's
Now
hard.
we
Like
will
the
for
white
sure
pillow.
get into the
I know.
trekmovie.com article.
sorry.
Watch this.
I'm just so
Here it
excited.
comes. So it's from our pals over at trekmovie.com by Anthony Pascal, who was there at the convention all weekend. Great to see him.
Mm.
It's entitled Creation Brings Back Regional Star Trek Conventions starting in San Francisco this weekend. Chicago in the fall. What? Already we're moving on to Chicago. That's great. And it reads a little something like this. Creation Entertainment has been running Star Trek conventions since its founding in the 1970s. At its peak in the 80s, Creation was operating over 100 Trek cons every year all across the USA.
Amazing.
What?
Mm.
That's
I know.
crazy.
Wait.
That
What?
is crazy.
Lolita came on the
I know.
show. One time Lolita was on Seventh Rule, and she was saying, or Virtual TrekCon, and she was saying that some weekends there'd be two. So the actors would like fly to one day, fly to another the other day. Like, sounds crazy, but in the best
Yeah.
way.
Well, if they're doing 100 a year, then they would
They would
average
have
2 a
to.
week.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I just
That is
can't even
crazy.
get over this. I
And
wonder.
so at this regional one, I met all these people who hadn't been to a convention since like they were last in San Francisco in the 90s. And they were telling me it would be crazy because like there was one day where somebody like saw Belana Torres or Roxanne Dawson, and it was like between season 1 and 2 of Voyager, and everybody was going crazy, or sorry, between 2 and 3, and everybody was like, I can't believe they put Voyager on a planet and everybody's stranded. And like it must have been so cool to go to conventions where like you're between episodes and you're talking about like this is what happened this day.
Yeah. Like the
Very
cliffhangers.
That
That's
would
amazing.
be crazy to do.
Yeah.
You could have watch parties
Yeah.
at
Yes.
the conventions
Oh my
of
God.
episodes that are being released. How fun would that be?
I mean, I know that they like at least one of these past STSFs, then the cruise, they've had like an episode that actually
Mhm.
comes out during, but
Yeah.
just to have that just be the norm. sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I wonder. I just want to know the logistics about this. Like if they
Me
just,
too.
if they're having 1 or 2 or 3 conventions every weekend, then does that mean that they were kind of like little conventions with 2 or 3 guests? you know, over in Arlington.
Right.
And then another one,
Right.
or maybe they were just like 1-day conventions, you know, where it's like
Mm.
Saturday in Arlington, Texas, Sunday in Dallas, Texas, you know, Monday, you know, like an actual tour, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
That's interesting. I'd love to know more about that.
Yeah.
So we've gotten
Amazing.
through the first line so far, and I'm already mind blown right now. I
I
already.
know.
So it continues. That number was pared down. And I know that the Canadians in our audience and everybody in different countries around the world right now are saying, like, across the USA, well, what about the rest of us? Well,
Mhm.
who knows, right?
Mhm.
It continues. That number was pared down until the most recent decade when they focused on a single big Star Trek convention every year in Las Vegas. But that is all about to change. I should have turned up the bass for that line.
Yeah, that was good.
All about that bass, about that bass.
Wait.
I can't hear you.
It continues. In 2024, Creation is returning to regional events for what they are now calling the Trek Tour, which I think is a brilliant name, starting with the STSF Trek to San Francisco convention from Friday, March 8th through Sunday, March 10th at the Hyatt Regency in Burlingame, California. Trek Movie talked to Creation co-founder Gary Berman about the San Francisco event, this year's big Las Vegas convention, and more regional Trek Tour cons across the USA coming up. Okay. This article is going to have a lot of great stuff in it because this is an interview with Gary Berman himself.
Mhm.
So let's see what information
Mhm.
he drops to the public. Let's check in on that poll too. Wow, it's like 50-50 right now. This is a tight one. Moopsy and Murph battling to the
Hey,
death right now.
Hey, Murph doesn't have bones, right?
Nope.
True.
They could be friends
They could be friends.
because Moopsy
Pillow
can't
fight.
eat him.
Well, and they would have something in common. They both like to eat everything. Or they just both like to eat.
Yes. Go ahead, Ryan.
I'm not sure how to follow that. All right. Let's just follow it with the rest of this article. It continues. Trek to San Francisco. For years, Creation has been looking to bring back local Trek conventions. Berman told Trek Movie, quote, "We wanted to bring the best of Las Vegas to these regional cities," end quote. It's been years since Creation held a Star Trek con in San Francisco, but the company has continued to run other conventions there, like one for the Vampire Diaries. This weekend, STSF Con is being held in the same location, which was used in the past for Trek conventions as well. Quote, "It's a nice hotel for this. Very cool and futuristic looking," says Berman. Okay, I want to talk about that for a second. This was something I didn't mention when I was there. But when you're standing up here in the hallway, you know, like say the 3rd or the 5th floor in between the rooms, and you're looking across, it feels like you are in a Borg pentagon. Like
That's
it
cool.
really, because I was like, dude, it feels like we're inside of a Borg cube. And I was like, wait, I think there's 5 sides here. But it really did feel that way. I can't be the only one that thought that.
No,
Maybe I am.
it's
That's awesome.
got a very sci-fi feel, and it's fun to just stand at the balconies at night and just listen to the silence of this big, massive open space. It was pretty awesome.
Here's a better view of it.
Like one night I went up to my room and then I looked out the window. I was like, wait, Dr. Trek's at the bar. And then I went back downstairs.
That's amazing.
Oh, wait. Like, I guess
So
I'm
yeah.
not going to bed yet.
So you look at this, looks like it's 2 sides of this pentagon, right? But I mean, when you're looking across, if you remember when they would be inside of the Borg cube, it looked kind of like
Yeah.
this.
Oh, yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It was such a great
Excellent
space.
choice for a hotel.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and like those stairs that are sort of like on the left side. When you looked up from downstairs down below, especially during the day, it was all like bright white with like cool angles. So people who are cosplaying as Strange New World officers, they all like coordinated and did a big group shot of like the Subspace Rhapsody where they're all like this.
Awesome.
Amazing. The director of that shot was. It was amazing.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. You know, the main key art for that episode where they're doing this or that or whatever,
Yeah.
they were all lined up like that. All like, what is it, 9 of them? It was beautiful.
Amazing.
So good. Great space.
So
And like by those trees, it almost looked a little bit like TNG Arboretum-y. I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Because
do want to
Invisible
bring
Friend
back the Arboretum.
I was like, ooh.
Okay. Then it also talks about 32 guests for the weekend: Brent Spiner, John Delancey, Gates McFadden, Sirach Lofton, doesn't say that, but it should. Jerry Ryan, Robert Picardo, Dominic Keating, Connor Trinneer, Tawny Newsome, Jeff Combs, Casey Biggs, and so on and so forth. So many people. Melissa Navia, who we'll discuss a little later.
We do.
Todd Stashwick tweets out. He was a late ad, and he immediately took to Twitter to tell his fans, hey, you better get there to Burlingame and see me. Okay, the regional events are designed to be more intimate than the bigger show in Las Vegas. The goal is for STSF and other regional Trek Tour cons to have the celebrity guests be interactive with the audience and make it more fun for the fans, according to Berman. This will include special events like wine tasting with Casey Biggs, karaoke with Dominic Keating and Connor Trinneer, and an after party on Saturday night with the Hollow Lounge bar with Prodigy's Bonnie Gordon singing jazz, which was so much fun.
Okay,
Gordon
wait.
is
And also because her pianist she was a Gemini in What We Leave Behind, but then he also was one of the people in the mud bath with Waxana. So it made it like even more fun. Puffy was amazing. Okay.
What a claim to fame. I was in the mud bath with Roxana.
That would be on my tombstone.
Not many people can say that, right? There's like what, 6 people in the whole world who can say that.
It was amazing.
and this is not Anne Marie faking it. Her favorite character is Luoxana Troy. This was like the greatest thing in the world when she found this out. She lost her mind about it. And it was beautiful. It was a great show. I was very happy with the vibe. I thought it gave a kind of a different vibe that we haven't had at the Star Trek conventions. I mean, Chase Masterson also does kind of a lounge acting, but this one had a different mood, different vibe.
Yes,
I really enjoyed it.
Star Trek fans got up and danced, which was amazing because some people danced in character. And there were also like, it's fun seeing Star Trek, like 2 Starfleet officers dancing. And then Andy Holt had like the tardigrade on his shoulder that's kind of like a puppet. And so he had the antenna like moving to the music.
Oh my God.
It was so great. Oh my god.
It's a great show. Great show.
Was absolutely. I hope and have faith that we'll see more of that in the future.
Yeah. It was so nice.
Also, it says Gordon is co-hosting the weekend along with Ryan Husk of the Seventh Rule podcast.
Wait a minute.
That was a lot of fun.
So great.
Also, we had the Rat Pack.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move forward to this portion here. It reads, revamped Rio for STLV 2024. The next stop for the Trek Tour in 2024 will be the big event in Las Vegas, now officially dubbed STLV, with Creation dropping the 58-year mission branding. Oh, interesting.
Oh, interesting.
The event will be
on the website last night. Huh.
What?
I just saw 58-year mission on the website when I was
They
looking.
haven't dropped it yet.
We'll see.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're in the process of dropping it.
The event will be held August 1st through 4th at the Rio in Las Vegas. They have already lined up 39 guests with headliners, including William Shatner, Kate Mulgrew, Nana Visitor, Tawny Newsome, Connor Trinneer, Paul Wesley, and Ethan Peck. Many more are expected to be added to match last year's count of over 100 guests. They're already setting up some special events, including a Broadway to the Stars show with Discovery's Anthony Rapp and Wilson Cruz. That sounds awesome.
That does sound awesome.
Yeah.
He's just amazing. I went to see him sing a few months ago.
Oh, cool.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and it continues a bit more here.
What else? What else?
Also, Dr. Mohammed Noor will be at STLV.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, that
and-
settles it. I'm going.
don't you have a fun panel with him, Dr. Anne
Yeah, we're
Marie
doing
Single?
science quiz with meteorologist Katie. It's gonna be fun.
Yes. That will be so much fun to see
Mhm.
live.
And Mohammed, I think, has 2 talks already that are on the website. which
Yeah.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
exciting.
quick.
What's cool?
All right, so let's check this out a little bit more. One highlight for 2024 will be the venue itself, as the Rio Hotel is under new management. New ownership, Dreamscape, have partnered with the Hyatt, making the Rio part of the world of Hyatt. Interesting, since we just finished the
Yeah.
Hyatt.
There's a lot of interesting things with awards to consider.
The Rio is currently undergoing extensive renovations. The first phase of the $340 million transformation will be completed this year and includes upgrades to the exterior lobby, pool area, casino, and dining options. Okay, we like that.
I think the pool's done too. The
Mhm.
pool's done and the food court's ready to
Yay.
go.
Yep.
I wonder what they did to the pool area. I
Me
thought the
too,
pool
I
area
am
was
too.
fine.
They seem to have resurfaced it. You can actually see it on Google Earth if you look at the hotel, which I may have done recently.
Wow.
Such a Star Trek fan.
I know.
That's deep investigation.
Oh yeah. I was looking for the closest grocery store.
Amazing.
All right, let's hear a little bit more about this here. They are also upgrading the rooms in the 1,501 room Ipanema Tower. They need 200 more. The renovation is turning out to be much better and better than I originally thought, says Gary Berman. Dreamscape has also added more staff to accommodate large groups like STLV. Berman says Creation has a, quote, great relationship with the new owners to see, quote, STLV as important to the Rio. That's important to us.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That
With
sure
plans to keep
is.
STLV at the Rio in upcoming years. Yeah, it kind of felt, I don't know, it felt as though the Rio was a little bit, I don't want to say in the dark, but you know, we didn't feel like they just brought out all the stops for the
Yeah.
Star Trek convention, whereas it seems as though this new ownership is. I mean, that's just kind of what it felt like as a
Well, it
fan.
was
Maybe
feeling
I'm
like
wrong
when
there.
I talked to the restaurant owners at Rio, it sounded like, or the managers, it sounded like, I don't know how, I mean, obviously at this hotel, like the restaurant is part of the hotel, but at Rio,
Right.
I kind of got the feeling that the restaurants are sort of like a separate entity that rents space in the Rio almost.
Yeah.
Like maybe the Rio hadn't told them like the dates of the convention exactly.
Yeah.
But also it just seems like they weren't really caring until the renovation happened. So I'm sure.
Right.
So we also have some show and tell very quickly. On the first night, the Creation Art Department made these amazing game tickets for us. Wonderful art department. And they had little things hidden in the corner, like this one says, Commander.
Ooh.
And, you know, it's red. It's beautiful. It says,
And it's a
I was
collectible.
at the first Trek Tour STSF. Right. This is collectible because this is the first time ever. They're going to go back up to 1,000 conventions a
50 years.
year. It's going to be
Why thought you were gonna-
incredible.
Somebody stole mine.
What?
Somebody
No.
took mine because they needed a doctor. And they're like, can I have yours? I didn't think.
How it worked. Like you were already on a winning team as a doctor. Don't get me started.
Don't get me started, she says. Or, you know, another red one says, obviously, Captain. This one says security, for example, at the bottom
Awesome.
there.
Did we ever see an admiral?
Wait, was that security?
Ooh.
Yes, we did.
Did-
Now, yeah, security. And there was also some other gold ones that looked like this, but they said engineering or operations.
Oh,
Of
awesome.
course, the two blue ones were doctor and science, of
Yeah.
course.
The doctor was a hot commodity because there was, what, 2 of us floating around?
Well, there were a ton of these made. There
Yeah.
were only 2 that were very limited.
Okay.
One was Admiral. There were only
Ooh.
5 of these Admirals handed out in total for the entire weekend. And the Admiral, if somebody said, well, we said, you got to get together in a group of 7, captain, commander, security, operations, engineering, doctor, and science.
Science. Yeah.
And the first group of 7 that was fully formed would come up and they would play a trivia game for tons of cool prizes.
Awesome.
I thought the game was super fun too, with the captain having like the final say and listening to their officers. It was really fun. That's for another time.
You know,
But
the best part was at the end of the convention, people were still calling each other like friends
Yes.
they had made.
Yes.
Oh,
Like
Yes.
I love that.
officer.
Oh.
So fun, like getting to know
That
people.
was
again.
fun.
Mhm.
and that was to me the most validating thing of all of this, because that was
Yes.
my hope. My hope was that if you do this early in the convention, people will
Yeah.
then make friends and they will forever remember their 7-person crew.
Yes.
And somebody would always be like, oh, that's my captain over there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It
our
was so fun.
engineer. You know, we're all buddies. We're a crew. We're the
Yeah.
USS, you know, what have you, Burlingame. Yeah.
It
So
was
that
so
really
fun.
worked out beautifully. And I was very happy to hear people referring to themselves in that way. Good mention,
That was
Anne-Marie.
great.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I
But
love
then
that.
every once in a while, somebody would say, well, what about Admiral? We're not part of that 7-person team. And these were so rare that you would say, well, if you're an Admiral, you win automatically.
Yeah.
And they would get their gift automatically
Oh,
and they
what?
would strut away like an Admiral. And the last one,
We should always see that strut.
I don't know if we have any of those, but only 5 of
Right.
these were handed out as well. There are only 5 admirals and there were 5 Section 31. These were very
Oh, cool.
secretive, so of course we didn't mention it. But if you were Section 31, you could infiltrate and replace any of the divisions. So if there were 6 people and they needed a doctor, a Section 31 person could be like, I'll be your doctor. And then
Yep.
you'd be all set. So
Crazy.
that was a lot of
We're
fun.
super sexy in black. And then I was like referring to the one Section 31 guy from the first night. I was like, oh yeah, that's the Section 31 guy. He doesn't even know he has this amazing card that's going to be valuable someday, like on the vendor's room table at STLV. And then
Yeah.
Allison Lee Schide was like, hey, Section 31 guy is my husband. I was like, "You know what? Husband that."
That's
He has
awesome.
no idea what he has. Wait, you're muted.
Yeah, he didn't know what he had because you know, he was a spouse that was brought along, you know, for the fun of it. But what he has, yeah, but as Anne-Marie says, is going to be very valuable. 10 years from now, we're going to see these like laid out, you know, with a
yeah.
tiny little bend on there, and people are gonna be like, I don't know, there's a little bend on the edge, and they're like, it's practically mint condition, and it's worth more than you say. And these are going to be like amazing collector's items and mementos for the time we went to the very first of many Trek tours.
Yeah.
Oh, Melissa froze. I thought she was waiting to say
I
something.
know,
Go
I
ahead,
know, I
Melissa.
know that too.
I was.
Oh no, she did again. Oh
Bummer. Okay.
no. Oh no.
Well, let's
Hello?
check in very quickly before we move
Yeah,
on
we
to the
can hear
next
you.
item.
Can you hear me
Oh,
now?
Now we
yes,
can
go ahead,
hear you.
Melissa.
I was gonna say now I'm bummed that mine got taken away from me.
There must be an extra
Oh.
one somewhere. Um,
Gotta be
Ryan
an
seems to have a
extra
whole pile of them.
I still have a few left.
that's his retirement, guys.
Yeah.
No, these
It's
are
like a
all
closet
going
full of
out.
Beanie Babies.
These are all going out to con goers that want them, that maybe missed out on the after parties or anything like that.
Nice.
So yes, Melissa, you can get a replacement. Absolutely. Let's
Yay.
look at this.
Wait, what about,
Poll.
do you want to do a little more show and tell or mix it in?
Yeah, please. But
Okay.
first, this poll is now closed. Which pillow do you want more? 52%. The majority said Murph. It was a close one, though. That was closer than I expected, actually.
Mhm.
I believe Blue Pillows, Murph, and Whoopsie both sold out.
People
So-
really like Moopsy.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Mhm.
Oh
It
my
needs to be
gosh,
like a
are these
squeeze
two
thing where it
that
makes goes
animatronic?
"Oopsie" when you squeeze it. So what else do you have for us, Anne-Marie?
Yes.
Okay, so I have this amazing magnet that's made by Stephanie Dole's daughter Beatrice, who
Oh, yay.
Naomi Wildman cosplayer who was like heavily featured at the Mission Chicago like videos.
Yes.
Right, she had a stand. She's 10, and her stand like
Yes.
things sold out, and she had stickers.
Awesome.
At least I got the
Yes.
red
I got some stickers from her.
Oh my God.
They're so
Those
cute.
are
And this
so
was a
great.
earring. It was so good.
Yeah.
And it's just
was-
so fun to see new Trekkies.
Ooh.
Well, and she was so knowledgeable in the yes no trivia.
Made
She
it every
got-
round even.
Yeah.
It was super hard.
That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
It
have.
was
Oh, go ahead.
oh well, she got all the original Trek
I
trivia
know.
right.
Nice.
Which was it's like
That
let's
trivia is
go.
hard.
Well, since you
That-
mentioned the Trek trivia game, the yes
Mhm.
no game, let's talk about that for a moment.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
This was so much fun. We did it 2 days. We did it once on Saturday, once on Sunday.
Mhm.
Gary Berman was reading the questions that we put together, and those questions, people were like really leaning in on them. They're like, "Is that right? Is that?
Yeah.
Are you sure?" And we're like, "Pretty sure. We sure looked it up quite a bit,
Mhm.
quite a bit. So yeah, pretty confident." But very fun, tons of fun. Bonnie was playing Vanna Blue instead of Vanna
Nice.
White. Super fun, being her beautiful and amazing Bonnie self. Gary was being hilarious. I was being like the bumbling assistant, which was not a stretch.
Oh.
It was very easy. Gary said, "Just be yourself." That's what he told me.
Nice.
And I was like, "What does that mean?"
Mhm.
But no, he
You-
didn't really say that.
You developed the shtick, this thing with you and Gary that was hilarious. It worked. It was so
You know,
good.
And it's very, I got to be honest, Jenny and Melissa, I'm sure you've been on stage before, for like
Mhm.
theater. It's very gratifying when you hear people laughing
Oh yeah.
because you never
Mhm.
know. You might think, "Oh, this is going to kill them." And then
Yeah.
you say something and they do not laugh, or they
Mhm.
laugh the first 3 times. And the 4th time they're like, "Move on. It was
Yeah.
funny 3 times. Move on." But luckily we had a great crowd that's very supportive, that was laughing at everything we did. It was super fun. Really appreciated that. What a supportive crowd. The games were a lot of fun.
I didn't mention the prizes. So circling back, well, first of all, for the yes, no question prizes, you had a chance, like every round you started, the winner would get $250. And then if they won successive rounds, that number would double and they could come back for the second day of it. So you could win up to like $4,000 or something crazy. I think like the most I saw someone win was 500, but I mean like not just because the questions were hard, but
Yeah.
just to answer
Yeah.
like 10 questions. It was incredible. So it was so much fun watching people win. And then for the like game that we played with the trivia with like the teams, Creation like was so kind and supplied all these prizes for it. And
Yes.
some of the prizes were like Kelsey Grammer signatures,
Mhm.
Kate Mulgrew, Nichelle Nichols. It was just unbelievable.
Incredible.
And we
Mhm.
literally gave out like, I would say 100 signed autographs that were just amazing. And then
Mhm.
there was this auction. There were auctions 2 of the days or 3 of the days. And it's just like things that Creation has in their warehouse. And there was a Spock helmet from like the 70s that was unopened. And it went for like, I want to say 200. And I looked on eBay and that
Oh
thing
my
could
God.
1,400. I was
Absolutely.
just like,
Wow.
deals should we had there. It was like watching like Storage Wars. It was so great. Those things were my favorite parts of the whole convention.
Mhm.
Me too.
Even though I love
Actually, Anne-Marie looks like she recorded a few of these wins. So check this out.
cool.
I'll pull this up over on twitter.com. Here is somebody winning a cool Robbie Duncan McNeil autograph poster.
Awesome.
There's
Oh, there's
his-
Peter looking like he
Yeah.
wishes he did.
Yeah.
There's his game piece. You see his game card right there. Who else? Oh, these two were fun. You mentioned Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I believe
So,
this is Alexis, and I believe this was her first timer friend. So that was great. There's our friend
Awesome.
Frank Shuey, who goes to STLV every
Yeah.
year. He lives in San Jose, so it's local to him. But they got matching Kelsey Grammars and
Yeah.
could not have been happier about
That's
it.
so cool.
they're also
there's-
massive Frasier fans, especially of the Klingon bar mitzvah episode. So cute.
Nice.
Here's another one. Just to do a couple more of
I
these
wish
because these
now,
were so
in
fun.
retrospect, I wish I had taken the split second to take a picture of everybody's because it was just all so much fun.
Yay!
Yes,
Yes.
seniors.
Yes.
Oh,
Essena- oh,
yay.
she's in the live chat right now. Yesenia, what's up? This was a great one. Excellent picture. There's her game-winning card. And
Awesome.
I think I see Joni. Yes, one of our amazing
Yeah.
cosplayers, Joni and Stephanie, were
Oh, cool.
great. That's a Larry
Yes.
Nemechek head if I've ever saw
Yep,
one.
yes it is.
And Helen is next to him.
Yeah.
She won one of the cosplay
Yeah,
spots
second place.
as Badgie. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So good. The
Fantastic.
best was
Pretty
when
incredible.
the crowd was cheering for Badgie.
Yes.
And she turned around and it's
Yes.
like bad evil Badgie, and everybody's like, ah.
Okay, here's one more. Oh, I see someone's secret in there. Check this out. Here's one final picture. It was just so much fun. It was just so great to see everybody having fun and smiling. I see a Robert Duncan McNeil picture. I see Uhura.
I mean, it's
Here are a
just
couple of
crazy
our
because
pals.
everybody got these for free. Like,
That's
Mm.
amazing.
like just because they wanted everyone to have a great time at the first regional convention again.
And
Yeah.
look, here's our
Yes.
co-host extraordinaire,
Yay.
superstar, Bonnie Gordon. But look it over here as well. If you I know this hat. This
Oh my
is
God,
Sirach
that was
Lofton's
such
hat.
great-
There's no way that's
Oh,
not
yes.
Sirach right there.
Yes, it is.
There's no way
seen
that
him
is not
There it
Sirach
is.
Lofton right there. Oh, and this is All Good Things
Cosplay.
Picard.
Oh
Yes.
my
And he was carrying a plant. It was
Yes.
so good. Oh my God.
Yes,
that was
this is
great.
All Good Things Picard. You recognize that straw hat?
goodness. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's amazing.
What a fun time.
Hmm.
And this is, I don't know, but it's not Star Trek.
No. No.
Mm-mm.
Celtics Nuggets. Okay. It's old news. Anyway, the point is we all had an amazing time. And
Oh.
kudos to Anne-Marie for catching a few of those.
Hmm.
I'm always like, am I the annoying person stopping everyone to take pictures? But they're just so good, and I'm so happy I have them now. But I have can I do a show and tell really fast? They're
Yeah,
so fun.
please.
Okay, so there's this table away mission that goes to every convention, and they always have a lot of home goods, which I think are so fun because then you can mix your fandom in with your house. And these board cube Post-it notes always sell out so fast.
Oh yeah.
And I finally got some, so I got 2. And then while I was standing there, they sold out. But it's like the board cube, but then they say resistance is futile, on the background of the Post-it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ah.
I got one.
Mhm.
And then Ryan's like, enough talking about the Bev's Burgers people. Because I
Never
love how
enough. I love this stuff. There are so
Yes.
many people that were having fun, that were supporting
Mhm.
each other, that were putting their creativity on display,
Yeah.
which I love seeing that. And I love to see people support it. So yes, please, let's
Okay, so this
give
was
them their
their
shout outs.
convention actually, but they know Nikki Rapace from Lambda Quadrant because they're all huge Beverly
Yeah.
fans.
We're friends.
Awesome.
I'm friends with them.
So
Yes, I love
Oh.
them. Sarah and the Scorch.
yeah, yes.
Yep.
Who I didn't realize, I was like, oh, we've been friends on Twitter for forever.
Yes. Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to show the other 2 things first. Okay, so I got a Tina Belcher sticker because she would obviously cosplay a Borg.
Mhm.
Although, which is
amazing.
I got one for me and one for my other Bob's Burgers fanatic friend. And then I got this one that's called Angel Juan, because it's just a guy named Juan, and he's
Mhm.
his rigger, and he
So
has a chair too, which is so
They're
funny to
so
me.
good.
It's a good Angel One costume.
I
Okay,
went up to that table and because when I originally read it, I read Bob's Boogers.
Oh my God.
And they were like, yes, we're going to change the name now.
they were
Bob's
so much
Boogers.
fun.
They're
even
It was
amazing.
so much fun.
did drawings of all the guests at the convention, and
Yeah.
then one of the convention mornings, they did a drawing where they took a picture of the buffet at the hotel, and then they put the drawings of the Star Trek actors who were at the
So
convention
good.
as if
Brilliant.
they were at the buffet.
Mhm.
So it was everybody who was there for Picard was at the buffet together. And
Yeah.
then this is one of my favorite things in life too, which is Dixon
Oh my
Hill Picard and Beverly drawn as Bob's Burgers, and it's from like San Francisco because that's where the episode set, and there's like a kiss on it. I'm gonna get this.
That's outstanding. I did not see that.
Isn't that great?
Postcard. I didn't
Yeah.
see that either.
It was just so amazing. So at this convention, and this kind of goes into the next thing, since it was like city specific, I loved anything that was like an episode that took place in San Francisco. And obviously that led to the winner of the cosplay, which was like so perfect. This happened in San Francisco.
You know, can we pause and hit on that a little bit more? That's a very good point. This is something new, at least for me. I'm not used to these regional shows. I'm just an STLV guy, but I'm super excited for them because, yeah, now we can really focus on the flavor of the city, right? So people were doing San Francisco themed things. Bonnie Gordon was singing San Francisco themed songs to open it up. People were doing San Francisco themed cosplay. I saw some people were going on away missions to take a picture from the location where Starfleet Academy will be, you know, with the right, you know, perfect shot. I think it was David Takechi took a really good one.
He did.
Chris Smith and I think Nate, they went and dressed as cadets and took pictures like in front of it too.
What?
It was amazing.
That's brilliant.
I was also like, I saw you guys at the convention like 24/7. When did you find time to do these missions?
I know.
That is just magic. Like that.
Especially since San Francisco has so many things.
Yeah.
And during Brent Spiner's panel, I was like, I can't believe I'm seeing Data's head in San Francisco. Like, what we needed was Taylor Park there to do her like whatever it's called, Iridian or something cosplay with like dressed up all like in San Francisco olden days with the medical bag that shoots out the light.
Yes. Yeah. I've actually seen people cosplay. Did I see them at STLV last year? One of them had the snake
thing. Yes, the staff. It's so good.
The Ophidian.
Right. So then I was thinking there can be more cosplay that's region specific. Like, for example, if we do one in like Santa Fe, maybe we'll have like a fistful of Datas, right? Like that kind of cosplay. I'm not sure exactly where that takes place. I think they just say the Old West. They don't say where, but Santa Fe would be a good place for that. Maybe somewhere in Texas. If we do something in Louisiana, of course, we're going to have, you know, Cisco's Creole Kitchen, you know, things like that. People can cosplay like that. So many possibilities.
Actually, I envision lots of Captain Shaw's at Chicago. That's my guess.
Right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Somebody in New Orleans just bought a Cisco from me and sent it to the restaurant that they clearly own. And I was like, that is not a coincidence. Like that's definitely,
amazing.
I was like,
wow,
that's very cool.
That's so cool. Oh my God. You know what? Obviously Chicago's going to be a piece of the action themed.
Right?
Wow, you're right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very
a piece of the
good.
action.
Wow.
That's why you have to get the kid.
Bashwick. Yeah.
So this is what we need. We need to really start stepping up our cosplaying game, you know, because there are cosplay contests, of course, and everybody can start really getting creative with not just the costumes and all the fun that people do, but making it specific to this convention and really celebrating the history of the location and I guess the future of the location in Star Trek, you know. But, that's a really, really good idea.
Full of Captain Shaw's.
You have more to show us, Anne-Marie?
Well, do you need me to send you the link for the Trek movie cosplay winner, which was San Francisco themed, which was just so incredible. Like the second I saw her, I was like, oh my God, where's Chris Brenner?
Yeah.
Well, I just messaged you because I took a picture of her after she won. So I just sent it via Facebook.
Perfect. Let me check. Thank you very much.
Like,
you got it.
Such a hard time getting the feather to show up in my pictures.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There it is.
Perfect.
There's
It's
the feather.
Captain Jadzia Dax.
It's
and
amazing.
everybody on Twitter is commenting, nice brooch.
Excellent. Star Trek fans are brilliant. Good deep cuts
They
there.
are. Well, I kept looking at her walking around that whole day because she just looked great.
Yes.
What a costume.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
And
Okay.
it was one of those things where it was like clearly matched screen so much, but I was like, actually, this does look better in real life. Like,
Yeah.
Anne Marie, did you have more to show us? I wasn't sure if you still had more swag that you got.
I think so. I try and limit it just because I have like limited space because I live in a studio. So things like that, the like collector's edition STSF like card that are flat are perfect. So that's plus I have limited suitcase space. So that's all I got. But it was all amazing. There's always so much more. So I'm behind on posting pictures because I got through Friday night because it takes like an hour to do especially tagging groups takes forever. But Saturday night we lost an hour because of daylight saving time. And then the other thing is that this convention was like, I know like at the end of the convention, you guys and Gary mentioned that you're like experimenting with doing programming like for more hours of the day. So it really like vendors room started at 9 and there was programming like till 11. And then you also want to say hi to people at the bar. So it was a lot of hours. Then losing one, I was just like, oh, I just can't stay up an hour and tag at the end of this. So then I don't want to be tired for the next day.
Yeah, the daylight savings thing was kind of tricky because what that means is you got to go to bed early on Saturday night and wake up early on Sunday morning, which is really counter to what you would think at a convention, or you don't have to do it, but I sure tried because I was like, I got a full day tomorrow. But luckily, Creation was like, you know what, we're going to move to January. So now we only have to wait 10 months for the next one in San Francisco. I believe Gary announced that we are going to be going to San Francisco again, but this time at the end of January, everybody. So mark your calendars for that. I believe it's the last weekend in January of 2025. Let me look that up super quick. I think it is the 24th through the 26th, January 24 to 26. So no daylight savings there.
Yeah.
Oh, and I found the last day that you could get the breakfast special. You could get a continental breakfast, which was just like the cold stuff for $15. And it was like all you can drink coffee and all you can eat lox. And the lox was so good. I was like, this convention pays for itself now.
Can we just do a minute on every little every bit of the programming very quickly? Because a lot of people, what they liked was there was just one stage.
Yeah.
So you never had to pick and choose.
Great. Yeah.
Watching one thing or watching the other. Now, obviously, STLV is a different animal. It's gigantic, and we love having 3 stages. I think that is the coolest format ever. But a lot of people were saying, hey, this is cool. I don't have to pick and choose. And so we got to see some things that normally we wouldn't have.
Yeah.
And like, for example, the auction was so much fun. And Anne Marie's mind was blown every time because people were getting some really good deals on things at this no minimum bid auction.
And the best is that some of the people there have been going to Creation for like, so what I learned, I got a hot tip last year from my friend Brie Belke, who's been going to these since the 90s. So she told me that like her favorite thing is actually now the auction. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to like, listen, Brie knows what she's talking about. I'm going to go check this out. So I went and like everybody at the auction, well, so many people at the auction have been going to Creation for like 40 something years and they're all like collector experts. So like when Gary didn't know something, he'd ask like a specific date of something's release.
That's cool.
The audience would be like, oh yeah, like August 1974. And then they'd be like, is it from this factory or this factory? And then Gary would look at the box and he'd be like, it's from this factory in New Jersey. And like, and people would be like, whoa.
The oohs and ahs in the crowd.
Oh my God.
This was so fun.
It was so funny. People had like numbers to hold out. And you know,
the
collector toys were the most fun for me to watch. And they had like a plate prototype for like Kirk with the tribbles. There were some like crazy things given away. The Spock helmet was the one where I feel like whoever got that made $1,000.
Yeah.
Wow. So there were some massive ones. And then the next day when they were doing all the banners and stuff, Mike Gu and Stephanie Baker, they won an auction for one of the banners that had like everybody at the convention's autograph. It was super fun. I was like, oh, the winner.
And just shout out Peter Karuba in the live chat.
Oh my goodness, our con buddy Peter Karuba, who lives in San Francisco, is joining us in the live chat as well. What's up, Peter? We miss you already. I haven't seen you in like a day and a half, but I miss you, buddy. Um,
Also, my
Jenny's
mom
like, you
just
guys
kicked down
didn't
the
see
door
me
and
for a
then
week.
in the live chat too. My mom's like, "Hey guys, I'm here."
Oh, no way. Hello, Jenny's
Yeah.
mom. Is that Donna Johnson?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. Hello.
Woohoo.
There was also a cool seventh rule panel. Melissa Longo was a part of that.
Yeah.
Myself, Sirach Lofton. It's always fun when people are watching and joining in and asking questions and hanging out with us. We talked about new Star Trek, what we love about it, what we like about it, our first impressions. And this was from the from the lens of a legacy actor and legacy fans. Melissa, did you love that panel or what?
I love that panel. I always like being wherever Sirach and Ryan are because they're no, because you both I know I'm gonna stalk you all now. Because no, but I can't stress enough or emphasize enough how wonderful both of you are as human beings. And you're doing yourself a disservice if you haven't started watching the seventh rule yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's grown into something so wonderful. It's got so much heart, and it's worth, hearing Ryan's puns and Sirach's perspectives. Wow. I enjoy them.
We should have started with this. Thanks, Melissa. That's very nice of you.
Stashwick crashed your panel.
Yes, that too, but not just Todd Stashwick. We had Jerry Ryan and Michelle Hurd as well. Hurd. Yeah.
My God.
They were all like, we want to be on your panel. We're like, there's no room. Sorry. That's not really how it happened, but that's how we envisioned it.
That's our headcanon.
Yeah.
See, Robert Picardo is crashing your picture there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also there's like people, that's the color version of the San Francisco.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's awesome.
Also, I wanted to ask you, Melissa, what was your favorite, besides the seventh rule panel? Let's just do that. What was your favorite panel out of all of them, or game, or whatever?
I have to say there's probably a three-way tie. And for panels. The games, I loved all of the games. Those were so much fun to watch. And I'm gonna categorize those differently than the panels. But the three panels was Andy Kendrick. I loved listening to her stories. Amazing stories, and how much
2 panels.
Yes.
Yeah.
And both times she mentioned kissing George Takei.
Who wouldn't?
It was amazing.
It's so great. I loved the Lower Decks panel. What a great cast they are. Sirach introduced me to them in the green room right before the seventh rule panel. And they're just wonderful, all of them. And it makes me want to watch Lower Decks even more because they are awesome.
Right. That was Don Lewis, Tawny Newsome, and Eugene Cordero, 3 amazing people. And I believe that's 2 panels. What's your third?
That's 2. And then the other panel was the one that you hosted with Melissa Navia, because in all honesty, I hadn't watched her speak on anything before. And this is my first time, hearing her story, really. And it moved me to tears because there were some parallels from my own life with her life, and when she started talking about that, I was like, no, you can't do this. But not only that, she's a wonderfully trained actor, and I love hearing her talk about her craft and the way that she approaches it, and and theater and all of that stuff. So
that's interesting that you mentioned that, Melissa Longo. Because, and by the way, Melissa has us all trained to say Melissa and not Melissa.
You did a great job.
So as I was preparing to go up on stage with Melissa Navia, I was telling myself, Melissa, because I know I was going to go out there and be like, Melissa Navia. And she'd be like, seriously, guy, the first thing you do is mispronounce. But I said it correctly. Everything was fine. But Melissa, she's like programming us to call all Melissas Melissa. But
Well,
anyway,
it's
Melissa Navia
about
was
time because
I
I
know.
always get it the other way.
Melissa Navia was a wonderful person. She was very easy and fun to interview. The majority of the questioning was actually coming from the audience, which was great. People had tons of questions for her. She gave wonderful and eloquent answers, but not just that. I think she actually gave some answers that were newsworthy, like this TrekMovie.com article. Wow,
Oh my
how
God.
did we
Well,
pull that up
first of
so
all,
fast?
Trek Movies coverage of this was so great. Like Tony was just in the front row. He had like a professional camera. He was moving around on Twitter. I took a bunch of pictures of him from behind
Yeah.
working on social media because it was so fun to watch.
It's
But,
fun to
like,
watch people doing what they do well, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this article reads, Melissa Navia talks incredible things for Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3. I know that right now there's some people in the live chat saying, hallelujah! Some Strange New Worlds Season 3 news. We are ready for it. Okay, so let's scroll down here. It talks about how she was interviewed at the STSF convention in San Francisco. She plays Lieutenant Erica Ortegas, of course. Interviewed by me. I don't even think it does say that though, but that was the case.
Well, you can see your hand in some pictures. So.
Oh man, what a deal!
Wow. And I would like to expand upon that after you're done with this.
Okay.
Please.
So let's move on to where it says Season 3 hype and hashtag more Tegas. Melissa kicked off her panel discussion by hyping up the work being done now in Season 3. Quote, I'm also a huge fan of the show. I love our cast. Our crew is fantastic, and we have incredible things coming your way that we are working on diligently, secretively, quietly. And that is what I'm heading back to, unquote. So that was already a very good start because we knew, and she was very clear, subtle but clear, that I can't answer any questions about details on Season 3 of Strange New Worlds. I can only say, I love it. It's great. I can't wait for you to see it. You know, but she was kind of laying down the groundwork of like, when she says words like secretively, hint, hint, guys, don't ask me. I can't answer.
Yeah.
There's a new favorite thing of mine in the live chat, which is if the T stands for the hand model. Ryan, the hand model.
Yeah, but not only that, I want to give flowers to Ryan again because I think he did such a wonderful job with this interview. I love your interview style and
Me too.
that you always put the focus on the interviewee rather than yourself, and that's wonderful. And you always have insightful questions that I am surprised by too. So yeah, great job. You said
Thanks.
that the audience did most of your work, but you
They did. They made it easy on me. After like it was like a 45-minute interview, and after like 15 or 20 minutes, we just saw long lines of interview of questioners. We're like, great. But thank you, Melissa. I really appreciate
you
that.
You kicked that off, so you know you got the ball rolling.
I always have to remind myself when I'm up there, Ryan, nobody's here to see you. They're here to see her. That's why. That's why. But I mean, like, you got to remind yourself that sometimes, you know, that's what they're here to see.
Which
Melissa
makes you
Navia.
so good at your job. It was so good.
Yeah.
Thanks. I really appreciate that, guys.
And you looked great on stage.
Yes.
Well, speaking of which, you are correct that there is my hand in this picture. Look at this. Wow, what a man. I look amazing. Look at this. A little bit of vein, not too much vein. Great grip on the
really good. You look really
man.
Comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Poised, right?
Yeah, very.
Yeah, this is like a microphone ad.
I'm owning that stage with that hand there. Anyway, so here's where it gets important, everybody. This quote. When one fan asked if there are stories or sides to the character she hopes to explore, Navia said, quote, yes. The reason I'm only saying that is just because I'm always very careful because we're in the middle of filming. So I have to be very just aware of what I say. But to all of that, yes, absolutely. I will say this. As an actor, the best compliment you could get is when somebody has seen your character and they want to see more of that character. What do you want is it's probably what you don't want is let's see less of her. Don't want that. I'm right with you guys. I want to learn more about Ortegas. I want to know what makes her tick and what she's been through. And we definitely saw glimpses of that in season 2. So I will say to your question, yes, I want to see so much more. And I will just end it with, say it with me again, yes.
Yes.
There were many questions too that my question didn't get asked, but I was like, ooh, I want to know more about that. Like what's and she's invented for her character. And sometimes like once the actors say it, they're like writers will write it in.
Just a little bit more on this. When asked specifically if season 3 includes an Ortegas-focused episode, the actress again answered very carefully, quote, "To that as well, I can't say anything. I say nothing. But I'm so glad you asked that question. You guys ask wonderful questions, but I can say nothing. I have eyes on me at all times." Then we've got another quote from her. Quote, "You wouldn't want to mess with her. I would love to." Oh, you know what? Let's get the question.
This is in response to if
Yes.
have like a mirror universe episode.
Right.
If there's something she'd like to see, and she said mirror Erica Ortega.
You wouldn't want to mess with her. I would love that being a mirror universe Ortega, especially because I've never really played any villains, and I would love to do that. I can't even fully articulate how it would look. I think she would be a force to be reckoned with, and I wouldn't want to go up against her. For me, that would be fantastic as an actor to play that. There's something about a villain that is captivating, as well as that dark side. So I don't know what it would look like, but it would be pretty great, and I hope the writers are thinking about something like that in the future. It's tough to tell. I'm always like really paying attention. Like, are they doing that in the 3rd season? Are they?
Yeah.
Is she saying I hope to see it, or I hope to see it in season 3? I think she's saying I hope to see it.
That would be fun to see, though.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a lot more to this article. Everybody go check it out at trekmovie.com. She was wonderful on stage. She did not need me there, but I was very happy to be there, feeding her a few questions and getting her started. But there are a few others. Did you have a favorite, Amory? She's got to unmute herself first. There it is.
I don't know. Like just from like, okay, here's my favorite moment. I mean, there's so many, but as just like a pure fan watching the panels, I had never seen Brent Spiner. Well, first, I will say Ethan Phillips was amazing to see, but Brent Spiner, TNG is the one I really like, was my first. So seeing Brent Spiner on stage for like 45 minutes was so special, and he's so lovely and like makes jokes and brings him back and is so down to earth. And then a little girl got up to ask a question, and he was so sweet with her. And it was such an amazing experience. Plus, to see Data in San Francisco in Times Arrow is one of my all-time favorite episodes. Like that was really magical to me. If I was a cosplayer, I would have like tried to do a cosplay to match the episode to have a picture with Data.
That's awesome.
Speaking of cosplay,
That's great. Yeah.
You were also wowed by the cosplay panel, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, that might be my
yeah,
favorite.
It took her back. She was really wowed by this.
Okay, so this cosplay panel was Dave Zappone, Adam Malin from Creation, Dave Zappone from 455 Films, who does like Voyager documentary, all the documentaries. And then they had Joni and Stephanie, like 2 cosplayers who have been doing Vegas for years, and they like are up on stage walking the guests out. And so they have a new project in the works, where it's basically like a reality show about cosplayers, especially at like creation events. And so they showed this trailer teaser of footage they got from STLV last year, and it took my breath away. So it's
nice.
David Sambuki, who did like Real World, Road Rules, Simple Life. Like this guy has like such an impressive resume. And I mean, this thing like caught you just the second it started and sucked you into like this cool subculture, and like there's so much heart in it, and it's like showing like the girls getting ready with their teams and like all the craziness that ensues with that, and then like walking through the convention and seeing like you see so many of our friends like in the background. You saw like Peter in the background of Masquerade in one shot.
Yeah.
It's just
You see Peter's blue hair head in like so many little pictures and videos and documentaries. Like you're like, hey, that's Peter's head.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And oh, they're the cosplayer, the two cosplayers.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just, this thing had so much heart, and I think it has so much potential. Like, because it reminded me a lot of, since before I ever went to a Star Trek convention, I was like, oh man, what a bunch of losers. I want to be copped out of that. And then I started watching Seventh Rule, and you guys, in June 2019 did this special where every single day of the month you released an hour interview with somebody who goes to STLV every year.
Yeah.
And it was the most moving like cross section of humanity I've ever seen. And like everybody loves Star Trek, but also like the love of the community. And then like my friend Marina, it helped her learn English when she moved to America. And like I hadn't met any of these people, but I was just like so moved by their stories, and Darnell and how much he loved Star Trek and he had been a Klingon on Star Trek 6, and like there were all these amazing stories. And so then when it came time for STLV, like a day before that year, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go because it just sounds so special. I'm turning 35 and feel like and it like changed my life. So I just think I wish you could have captured that kind of thing to like show the public, because it's incredible. This sort of does that, because I feel like it has so much potential to sort of like branch into seeing glimpses of so many different fans through the lens of like the main cosplayers and their which are also made up of fans. It's just it was I was so blown away. And I mean, it's like so well done, like the best parts of like a well done Below Decks or something, but with way more heart and humanity. Loved it. So that was an amazing moment. And one of the girls, I think Stephanie, like her grandmother, they were asking like how they got started, and her grandmother used to do the simplicity like pattern that they sell like everywhere. It was incredible.
It's really cool. Like when Ryan, when you first started talking about that they were gonna kind of try to encourage more cosplay at these shows, like I was so excited to hear it. And I and I'm not a cosplayer, but I have a lot of friends who are, and the convention that we have in Halifax is one of the best cosplayed events per capita in North America. Like everybody cosplays.
That's amazing.
And the amazing thing about that community, the cosplay community, there are like the professional cosplayers, and then there are the people who are pulling, you've got two Spider-Men, and they're,
then there's the Enterprisians, is what you're saying, right?
Absolutely, yes. And what's amazing about it is that the professionals look at the Enterprisians and they're like, oh my God, that's amazing. I love what you did there. Like it's the most supportive, positive. It's just, I'm so excited to see that energy. I mean, not that energy isn't part of this community anyway, but it's just, it's another amazing aspect and such a cool way to celebrate especially all those little like one-offs. Oh, I love those so much.
Yeah, well, and it's an art form.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful art form. The first time I met Joni, she blew me away with her costumings. Every single day, she's so detailed in what she puts together. She's fantastic.
Look at that, right on cue. We've got Joni Brosis. This was retweeted by Creation Entertainment. This is on twitter.com. And she's tweeting at Creation Entertainment. STSF was a blast. Here were my cosplays for this weekend. Please tag me in any photos we might have together. And of course, Creation Entertainment retweeted that because she does look amazing. Look at, she's Q from the first episode.
So good.
The second I walked out of the convention, I saw her, was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's art. I mean, she's so committed to creating these looks. And I've always been so impressed by what she puts together because of her commitment to it.
And also Stephanie Torres was the other one. And I wonder if maybe she's down here a little bit as well. But she was, the two of them were doing the cosplay and escorting people out on stage like they do at STLV, which is so much fun. They had their cosplay panel that Anne Marie was
Oh my
blown
God.
away by, and she really was. She
Shut
kept
up.
whispering to me. She's like,
Talking.
"I am blown away by
You were like,
this."
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
We're watching. But anyway, so that was great. Ooh, here's a great one too.
Oh, you know what I have to say also? The other famous, oh my God, the Voyager documentary. They actually spoiled us. We thought we were only going to get one clip and we got 2 clips.
Way.
Oh my gosh, the tendies
That's
were amazing.
amazing.
Whoa.
Amazing.
So
Mhm.
good.
And that's at the Hero Within. They have great jackets.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Voyager documentary panel was great. Myself, Lolita, Dave, and Bob Picardo jumped on stage and told us a Neelix joke, which everybody loved.
Oh, but like, so we thought what we were prepared for was to just get one 7 of 9 clip, and Jerry Ryan clip, because she was actually on stage after you guys with Michelle Hurd. So that clip was amazing, but they actually surprised us during the Rat Pack panel the day before and gave us a Neelix clip, which was so fun to see, like Ethan Phillips' like reaction to it as they premiered it, because he hadn't seen it before. And it was just, I mean, I was so blown away, because I like to think I know like almost everything about, I feel like I know a huge amount of background stories, but I was like, wait a minute, I don't even know this. It was amazing. And it was just so well done and executed.
Anne Marie, you got retweeted a lot by Creation. Check this out. There's Bonnie saying, "My heart is so full. Thank you for all the dancing." Yeah, and it's Anne Marie's video.
That's so great.
There's the tardigrade slow dancing with Andy, which is my favorite.
That was a great time.
Oh my God, it was amazing.
Also, there's me interviewing Melissa Navia here. That's Chucky. Thank you, Chucky, for that picture. Anyway.
Awesome.
So needles to say, there was a lot of fun to be had. There's way more. Check out trekmovie.com. They had great coverage on all that stuff. Anthony Pascal was great there. And there are pictures everywhere. You can find the groups on Facebook. You can make sure you follow Creation Entertainment on Twitter. That's at Creation ENT, because they retweeted a bunch of stuff, which is great. Yeah, at Creation ENT. But we must move on.
Oh, wait,
because,
really fast. Hi,
yes.
Muhammad Noor. One of the feedback on the feedback panel, he actually said, this convention's amazing, but we could use some Dr. Muhammad Noor.
Yes.
That's not the exact quote.
Right.
If I remember correctly, the person that said they wanted more of Muhammad said, "I want Dr. Muhammad and Dr. Noor."
Yes.
The man's so nice, they named him twice.
He's a dupler, yes.
Well, no, then I said, "Oh, he's budding," because I thought that would be a fun biology joke for Muhammad to enjoy, but he didn't hear it because he was in North Carolina.
Now he has.
And he was budding. Anyway, real quick before we move on, and hello to Dr. Noor. We do love and miss you.
Yes.
Just to finish up this article, Trek Tour heads to Chicago and beyond. So basically the next one is Chicago. Due to conflicts with with wanted celebrities on the weekend of October 25th, Creation will be moving the Chicago event to a different date. So we don't know exactly when it'll be. It was going to be the weekend of October 25th. We don't know. Guess we'll find out soon. Watch trekmovie.com or Creation Entertainment, and they will be announcing that shortly, I'm sure. But just know Chicago is happening, theoretically.
I'm bringing my parents, at least.
Look at this. Oh, wait.
Amazing.
But look at this crazy quote here.
Yeah.
With Gary Berman tells Trek Movie. Let's read this whole thing. Attendance was wonderful last year and the feedback was excellent. Speaking of Las Vegas, that is one of the reasons San Francisco is going so well, is word of mouth. This is always very important. He continues, our goal is to roll out a whole tour and do 12 Trek Tour shows a year, like we do for Supernatural.
Awesome.
Wow. That would be amazing.
Wow.
I was going like this and I realized that Zoom made me raise my hand. Okay, let's move on to another interesting, fun item. Also, one last thing, check it out. There's also coverage of Robert Picardo saying the Doctor isn't just comic relief in Star Trek Prodigy Season 2. So check that out. There's information about Robert Picardo and his great panel. He's so fun.
Yeah, it was so great. It's so difficult to choose a favorite because they all have such memorable moments. Like Gates's entrance onto the stage after the Lower Decks one.
Memorable moments of unmemorable episodes. I think that was like one of the slices of the wheel in the yes no question game, which was way too much fun.
Amazing.
Okay, so very quickly, check this out as well. There was other huge news, everybody. This is very important here. This is from collider.com. Here's the big picture. Starfleet Academy is set. This is from South by Southwest, of course. Starfleet Academy is set to be the next new Star Trek series. What?
Yeah.
We kind of knew that, but this is confirmation. This is confirmation. This is great. Following a group of young cadets. Maybe it's the cadets from Discovery. Could very well be. Production is underway with filming expected to start in late summer. Hey, that's just a few months away. With the first season confirmed to be 10 episodes. That might be as early as the end of next year. Oh, here it is. The series aims to cater to a new generation while welcoming back lifelong fans, but it may not air until 2026.
Right.
Looks like I spoke too soon there.
Right. Well, and Alex Kurtzman even said that they hadn't cast the kids yet, so
which must be so hard to do for this show. Like, I mean, I guess they're a little older, but like kids start aging.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that thing, but I'm honestly trying to temper my excitement because we know we've got at least a year and a half, probably more like 2 years before we even watch the first episode. So I can't get too excited about it or I'm going to drive myself crazy waiting 2 years for something. So I find it very interesting and exciting, but I'm trying to go easy on it.
Can't wait till we get a cast. I love that. Like the second a cast was released, and then suddenly everybody knows like 10 new names by heart.
Oh yeah.
So much fun.
Who's that actress that was Lady Mormont in Game of Thrones?
Oh, yes.
I can picture her like
yes.
Like as the alien. What was the alien that Naomi Wildman was?
Yes, I could picture that too.
Right?
I don't remember.
Because by now she's probably like what, like 16, 18, 20. She's in that range of Starfleet Academy.
Early 20s, cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's
early 20s to play 18.
Yeah. Why can't I think of her name?
Like let's see. Wait, where does it say?
She's in The Last of Us.
Oh.
Right.
Where does it say the actual actor? Man, everybody's Wikia is not as good as Memory Alpha.
It's true.
Bella Ramsey.
Thank you.
Oh,
Bella
right.
Ramsey.
Thank you.
Yes.
Excellent. That's a great name. That sounds
It
like
is,
a Game of
isn't it?
Thrones name.
Yeah.
That sounds like
Ramsey was
a Ramsey.
Yeah.
Character.
Yes, he was.
Like so scary. I couldn't even like watch Game of Thrones for like a few weeks until I like was like ready to press play again.
Larry Smith, that's Mr. Mean. Everybody knows if they know their 1970s basketball knowledge. Larry Smith, he says, Ryan, practice the way of Vulcan patience. Meditate. We'll see. Oh man, this raised my hand again. There we go. All right.
Does that work?
SC Nurse says, I love the wee Lady Mormont. I sobbed, she says. Greg Kenzo says, only 729 days left, everybody. What's the problem?
We'll keep ourselves busy with Star Trek 4 news in the meantime. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Always.
There are a couple things I forgot to interject really fast.
Yeah,
the Life
please.
Support Live panel I've just been reminded of, which was Larry and Dr. Ali Matu's like Life Support Live during the pandemic.
With very special guest.
Yeah, their first time ever having a guest, Sirach Lofton.
Yes.
And they talked about trauma and PTSD. It was Dr. Ali Matu is just an amazing actual psychologist. and like USA Today uses him for clips and stuff. Like, it was so good. But I just noticed that Larry's assistant, Scott Martin, me, and the Kravchuk sisters got into this game where we take stealth pictures of each other from across the room.
Nice. I love that.
And they're never flattering, but they're so funny.
I
saw
can't
they posted
see
one of
Post them. You got to post them.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
We got to have a Facebook group called Stealthily Taken Unflattering Pictures.
Yeah.
But my favorite is because, like, especially Marina Kravchuk is such a supporter of the Voyager documentary.
Yes.
During the Voyager documentary panel, I took a bunch of pictures of her and her sister Olga, like hearing news, seeing clips, getting on Twitter to like tweet anything.
Oh my God.
So fun.
Well, it was so funny to see you both taking pictures of each other because after you did, you would send them and then giggle, 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 giggle.
Funny.
From different parts of the auditorium.
Hilarious.
Oh my
It was
God.
hilarious to watch.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love that.
It's a lot of
You
giggling.
are good at that. You got an awesome
It was
picture of
a
me
lot of
talking to Brent
giggles.
Spiner last year.
Oh yeah, if I see a friend talking to a celebrity, I always do it. So like
That is a
the
good
first
friend.
time I started, it was like I saw Marina and Olga in Chicago getting hugged by Doug.
Nice.
So I was like, let me just snap that.
Yeah, that's
I did not
awesome.
say-
Mhm.
I feel like I got a good one. I got a good one of TJ asking a question of
Oh yes,
Andy
Kindred.
Kindred. I don't remember where I posted it though, but it was a great one.
That was great.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're already
I got
almost
good
out of
with
time,
Melissa
everybody.
signing the banners after the seventh rule.
Yes.
Oh, that
Yes, you did.
blew my mind.
That was really good.
But yes, thank you for those because
That was really cool.
Yeah.
it was such a surprise.
Oh, here it is. Here's one. A picture of Melissa signing the banners. While this one's a little shaky cam right here, while Sirach is talking to Live Support Live, that's Larry Nemechek. Melissa is signing this cool banner here with all the pictures. That was a great one. Good
Mhm.
capture, Anne-Marie. All right. We've got to talk about this week, everybody. Time's flying by very quickly. Yesterday, so remember that last article was collider.com. Go check it out. There's way more information to be had there. So here we are. Yesterday on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, we released our full review of The Next Generation Season 3, Episode 8, The Price, with very special guest, writer of the episode, Hannah Louise Shearer. You know her. She's the one that wrote the episode that killed Tasha Yar. So we
Yeah.
had some bones to pick with her.
She was amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
Oh,
So check that out. That full review and interview is available right now on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. Then tomorrow on the Falling Tower YouTube channel, we are continuing, what is it? Children's Cartoons Spin-Offs month with Smurfs. Oh, this on the Falling Tower YouTube channel, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Smurfs, but not the original.
oh,
The 2021 remake on Paramount
Weird.
Plus. Our very special guest with myself and Dr. Mohammed Noor is Melissa Longo. Did we like Smurfs? I will say that as a child, Smurfs was one of my favorite shows
oh yeah.
ever.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Obsessed.
Especially
Yeah.
Jokey Smurf.
Nice.
You'd go, it's a surprise. Remember that guy?
I was gonna ask for the impression.
Yeah.
Those are
And
great.
then this Friday, everybody, please join us for our next live show right here on this channel, the virtual TrekCon channel at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Star Trek and Chill. This is a special one. It is March 15th, which everybody knows is the Ides of March.
Mm.
So we thought to celebrate the Ides of March, why don't we cover every Shakespeare reference in Star Trek? That should be fun. I know there's like 4 people in the live chat being like, I'm out of here. See you next week, bro. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk about Shakespeare and how it melds into Star Trek. Sometimes it's just a tiny mention or a tiny reference. Sometimes it's a bigger
I'm so excited.
I hope so. Because I don't know a lot about Shakespeare.
I
so
do. I have it on a post-it. March 15th, Shakespeare.
Oh my
It's right
god.
Excellent. Excellent. So look forward to that. But that's not going to be the only thing we cover, but it will be a big chunk of it, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Okay.
And anybody that says that they don't think it'll be fun, to that I say, the lady doth protest too much, methinks, right? Isn't that a thing? I think that's a thing.
That is
and
a
it makes
thing.
sense. All right.
Close.
So next on the 7th Rule YouTube channel, this Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Where are we? Oh, this is going to be a crazy one. We have our first segment review of Déjà Q. That's French for already Q.
Nice.
Yes.
That's what it means. Already Q. Actually, in French, they'd say Q. But whatever. So Déjà Q, first segment review, myself, Srock Lofton, we get into that season 3 episode.
Nice.
And we have a great time, everybody. Also, looking even further ahead, Star Trek and Chill episode 100 is right around the corner. It is going to be April 5th. Isn't April 5th something? I feel like that's first contact
April
day.
4th is
Day.
yeah.
Yeah, April 4th is Discovery Day.
Right.
But isn't April 5th?
Yeah, that's
First
first contact,
contact
day,
day?
baby. Pierogi Day.
Yeah.
So we're going to have the 100th episode celebration of Star Trek and Chill on first contact day.
Amazing.
And James Cromwell will be here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll
People are
call
hoping for
him.
so many announcements.
Get on the phone. Get on the phone.
I'll call him real quick. He's out in New York, I think, still on the East Coast.
He won't say no.
He definitely won't say no to me. He will not say the word no to me, I think. Whether he says anything, who knows? But anyway, the point is that's going to be very fun. So look forward to that. That's episode 100. Also, we all know that May 22nd is the Cisco Day. Last year, we created the Cisco Day, and it trended on Twitter for 2 whole days. That's 52 hours on Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine and the Cisco Day trended on Twitter, which was quite the feat. We hope to do it again this year. That is May 22nd of every year. It is the day that Commander Sisko, Benjamin Lafayette Sisko, first set foot on the space station Empok Nor. It was now called Deep Space Nine. And he opened up the new future for himself, and he set forth onto a new journey. So it should be a fun time. That is the Cisco Day, everybody. He became the emissary that day, and our lives were changed forever because of it. Anne-Marie's reading something really cool on her phone right now.
Oh, I was catching up on the live chat because it got so good. I was just
It's
thinking
been
about
amazing.
pictures. People saying they wish they take more pictures, and I have to say, my first STLV, I
Yep.
took like 3, and then because Darnell would take so many, and then when he passed away, I promised myself like I will always take like tons of pictures in his honor. And he's right. It's so nice to have them.
Yeah, I need to do a better job this year, definitely.
Good point.
Yeah, I tried.
It is true. I would never
Yeah.
take pictures because I was always like, Darnell will take them all, and he'll tag
Yeah.
us. He'll do a giant photo dump, tag us all, and everybody, the
He
world
even
will be
sent me
happy.
magnets of his favorites. It was so sweet.
Oh,
It was so kind to
All
commemorate
right.
like the first day we met. It was so sweet.
Well, Jenny R. Johnson, can you tell everybody where they can find you online should you choose to be found?
well, You can find me through my website. First and foremost, jennyrjohnson.com. You can find my shop there where you can buy prints and stuff from me. I also have social media, as many do these days. In this day and age, you can find me at Jenny R. Johnson on Twitter, or at Jenny R. Johnson Art pretty well everywhere else.
That's
and you can
pretty
find
cool
me at
that you were
STLV
playing.
in August.
When you said Twitter, you played Stratagema at the same time, right?
Yeah.
I practice a lot.
What about you, Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel? Where can everybody find you online?
Twitter at Anne-Marie Siegel1, and then Friday here at Star Trek and Chill, because I'm gonna have like a few more pictures that I just have to share.
Amazing.
I'm not done with us yet.
Yourself, Melissa Longo?
Well, on social media, Melissa Longo, Malissa, not Melissa, Melissa. Thanks, parents. And then the introvertedrepublic.com at Walking Art Made by Melissa, and Walking Art Made by Melissa on Patreon, and YouTube, Three Fat Lobsters, and these wonderful shows.
Also, forgot to mention, if you were at the convention STSF, they asked that to give them your feedback. We had a feedback panel, and Gary at Creation said to email him at gary@creationent.com. That's if you went to the convention and you'd like to give some feedback. What you liked, what you loved, what you want more of. That's gary@creationent.com. But if it's just more general stuff, just go to creationent.com and you can contact them that way. If you just want to say, go to Nebraska next, go to this, I would say go to the general email. But specifically for the feedback about this convention.
Ryan T. Huff was an amazing host. Have him again. Seventh rule panel was amazing. Having the seventh rule. Sirach is such a great guest. Have more Sirach. Ryan and Bonnie together are amazing.
Yes.
All of that.
But only say those things if you mean it. You know.
But of course we mean it.
Well, thanks very much, everybody. So, and hi to Dr. Mohammed Noor once again in the live chat, and Dave Gregory, Puka, we see you, Faith, SC Nurse, Larry, Fran, Joel, Glenn, Shag 840, May, who is at the convention. What's up, May? Very good to see you there.
My mom.
Dead Purple 7, also Anne-Marie's mom.
Yay!
My mom upstairs.
All right.
It was great meeting you, Dead Purple 7, in San Francisco.
Oh, cool.
When Dead Purple 7 met Anne-Marie, she's like, Ryan, get out of the way so I can talk to your friend. She literally made me switch seats, and they just went nuts. I was like, all right, I'm out of here.
It was so fun.
They hit it off so well. It was a good time. Good fun. All right. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us. Oh, you can find me, by the way, on Twitter at RyanTGHusk. Once again, that's at RyanTGHusk, or just Falling Tower, The Seventh Rule, or Virtual TrekCon on your favorite social media, but especially right here on the YouTube, as old people say.
I love that.
Which I will be very soon. So I guess I shouldn't
say.
throw rocks. Throw stones? I think it's throw stones, right?
Throw stones.
Glass houses, yeah.
Yeah, who are you?
Anyway.
Gorn thrower.
I think that's it for us. Thank you all very much. You know the drill. If you are watching this live, leave us your comments in the comment section below by hitting refresh as soon as this ends. Comment section will open up. You leave us your comments. Then if you're not watching this live, the comment section is already there. So please make sure you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications so you know when we are live, and leave your comments. Tell us your thoughts on the convention, or tell us, where do you hope the Trek tour goes next? Do you want it to go to Santa Fe so we can be Fistful of Datas? Do you want it to go to New Orleans so we can be Cisco's Creole Kitchen? Do you want to go where Melissa's going to suggest?
Well, it was a place that Gary had suggested, and that's Denver.
Ooh.
Yes, go there, go there.
They should also go to Toronto.
Okay.
What part of the U.S. is Toronto in? I don't remember.
You know what?
I do hope we go to like Toronto so that it's easier for you to go. Absolutely. I don't know if that's something, but I hope so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all, everybody, very much for hanging out with us. Leave your comments below, and we will see you soon.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to say. Sci-Fi Sisters is live right now.
Yay!
Oh, yes, we got to get off then and let them go live.
I forgot
Go
about
to the Sci-Fi Sisters YouTube channel right now, right after you leave your comments below. And then the Sci-Fi Sisters channel. They've got some great, what are they? They're recapping
They're doing
the
a
cruise,
cruise
right?
recap, and those women know how to cruise.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to partay.
They know how to
That's
recap
French
too.
for party.
Yeah, they take over.
It's not really.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. We will see you next time when you want all the news about the Trek tour. Put it on the main viewer.
Yay.
Yay!